A disturbing end to an exciting homecoming weekend. Police are following up on a string of gun-related incidents near the NIU campus. Good evening, I'm a.kozeluh. Thank you for joining us.
The Crime-Free Housing Bureau operates on a simple premise. A hardened criminal can come back from a night in a jail cell relatively unfazed. But there's one thing they won't come back from: an eviction notice.
It's the 4th of July, but the Fourth Amendment is the topic of conversation here in Chicago and all over the country.
Now, it seems like a lot of what you hear from high school news is about bullying. Are your students trying to make any statements here?
No, I think our students have always embraced everybody.
Nehemiah splits his week between coming here for kindergarten classes. The rest of the time, he comes to the Knoll Medical Pavilion for the Autism Program, or TAP, one of a number of programs that lost its funding on Good Friday.
These dogs are trained to notice details most of us wouldn't even think about, like which side of the door the hinge is on. If they don't know which way the door is going to swing open, they could easily get stuck behind it. I am glad I don't have to get a turkey this year.
Me too, Alan. But before we go any further, let's take a look at our weather window this Thanksgiving week.
We've got Jody Wright with us. It looks like the snow is starting to stick, huh?
I know, but we only got less than I would say, a half an inch of accumulation.
Cornfest is many things to many people, but it all started with this tub, this engine, and corn.
Now the trial continues March 3rd. If she's convicted, Patricia Schmidt faces probation or up to 5 years in prison.
This is what all the fuss is about right here. What a catalytic converter does is convert exhaust that passes through it into less harmful gases. Without one, you'll have a lot more pollution, a failed emissions test, and a hefty repair bill.
Ever wonder what it's like to go through your everyday routine and then by night transform yourself into something like a superhero?
Well, there's a sport that's been picking up speed lately here in DeKalb and providing a new outlet for a group called the Barbed Wire Betties.
Kristen Spickerman spends her days immersed in graphic design. But Wednesday and Friday nights, she goes by a different name. At the Kishwaukee YMCA, Kristen becomes Tootsie Bang Bang, one of the Barbed Wire Betties, DeKalb's roller derby league.
When I'm out there, I'm a completely different person. I feel a little bit more outgoing. I feel like I can push myself to be more.
The Betties are just over a year old. They first got rolling in June of 2012, but evidently they are growing so fast that their normal location isn't cutting it anymore. They've been in talks with some larger locations, but there's a problem. Vendors worry about the damage their skates and safety gear could do to their floors.
There are two types of roller derby. One is played on a slanted track, but the Betties play on a flat track. So, all they would need is a material for a floor that could stand up to the punishment the sport requires.
That's why they've started a fundraising campaign. They want to raise $5,000 to purchase a removable masonite floor that will be able to withstand that kind of punishment.
And we're just looking for a place where we can hold bouts, where seating is a little bit better, parking is a little bit better, because in here it would just be a little bit hard to make sure everyone could see the track and have the full experience.
To encourage people to donate, the Betties are offering things like tickets for their new location and Barbed Wire Betties t-shirts. For NTC News, a.kozeluh in DeKalb.